It's another day in the holy city of Jerusalem, and another day to witness a sickening display of lewdness in the heart of our holy city, whose history dates back thousands of years from Abraham to David, from David to the two of our holy temples, whose destruction brought a darkness into our world, a darkness the world has never recovered from, a darkness so intense it can be felt. And in our generation, which has reached an unthinkable low, a low that even the cities of Sodom and Gaymorrah never sunk into. In our generation, the world has completely lost its way and is governed by people blinded by lust and pursuit of bodily gratification, enjoying the support of the masses and the protection of corrupt leaders and judges who eagerly rule in favor of the wicked against the innocent. Another gay parade has arrived to pollute the soil and air of our holy city. It has only been a few decades since the Western world gave in to the pressure and relentless bombardment by this so-called oppressed minority, who are now taking their vengeance against anything straight and natural. It is becoming outlawed to even state one's opinion, let alone condemn these attempts to force their disgusting lifestyles into everybody's face, regardless of any decency. It is not enough for them to do whatever their desires dictate in private. It is not enough for them to have equality. Rather, they will not stop until the last voice of retaliation has been silenced, until each and everybody submits to their intimidation, until it is against state law to try and prevent them from performing their unnatural acts before the eyes of every innocent bystander. There was a group within Jerusalem who tried in a very contained and civilized manner to counter this illicit display of vulgarity. A poster campaign with a text advocating family values was launched throughout the city prior to the parade. And finally, the Israeli Supremely Low Court ruled that these need to be removed. Furthermore, the chief rabbi had quietly requested that the city of Jerusalem would not publicly lend support to the parade by putting up rainbow flags around the city. When the letter became public knowledge, the army of the unnatural sent out their bullies who surrounded the chief rabbi's office, spreading flags, destroying public property, spray painting, and by all this, revealing their true colors. This parade has nothing to do with human rights. It is only performed to annoy and insult those who still hold by normal human values, such as family, modesty, and restraint. And if they were really fighting for a cause, then what is the big deal marching in Jerusalem, where the corrupt and valueless government allows this kind of depravity take place and gives them even a police escort so that they can harass people without being harassed themselves? If they were really fighting for a cause, let them go and march in Saudi Arabia or any other so-called moderate Arab country and perish as martyrs, having fought for what they believe in, which is a complete surrender to their dark desires. A few years ago, an attempt was made to have a parade in Moscow too, but Putin, even if not the most saintly person himself, understanding the corroding effect of homosexuality to the society, sent the armed forces to give the paraders a good beating, and up until today, they have not dared to try again. So if they are really fighting for a cause, let them overtake Russia or any other country that has not yielded to their twisted cause. But in truth, they're not fighting for anything but for the right to be in the face of those who do not approve of their wicked ways and do not publicly announce their support for the unnatural. The fact that they feel the need to organize these events only bears witness for them having lost the last thread of humanity. They have set sail on an unstable ship, water seeping through the floorboards, and they do not want to drown alone, but rather seek to pull under anyone they can take hold of by their life vests. It has been shown throughout ages that once a society gives in to one perversity, an avalanche follows. shaking their very foundation until a society surrenders all moral values and eventually disappears into the annals of history. Having fought for their rights and having far overstepped their boundaries, also other deviant sexual minorities are waiting in line to unleash their inner animal, hoping that one day they too can proudly march throughout city streets and not be afraid of persecution and arrest. Since I am powerless to do anything to stop this from taking place, I can only utilize my freedom of speech to put in a personal protest and a personal cry, whether it will be heard or not. And since they have entered my private domain in order to terrorize my freedom to raise my children without having to ever witness anything as impure as a public presentation of perversion, poorly disguised as a call for equality, I am compelled to use a strong language in placing my outcry for decency. I also want to show my deepest gratitude to the brave soldiers of the Lehi organization who have the courage to arrange for a counter-demonstration, who are not afraid to look the evil in the eye, and even if nothing will be accomplished to stop this perverted march from taking place, at least for those who have taken a stand, their effort will not go unrewarded in the world to come. At the same time, I am forced to express my deepest regret that the number of counter-protesters will once again be inexcusably small. But as time goes by, more eyes will be opened to the sickness and its corroding effect on any society, in particular on one that in a time where the sun is about to set on the Western world permanently, still stands for values and remain loyal to the will of our Creator.